You fucking clowns. You fucking idiots. You fucking cunts. You fucking knobheads. Fucking joke. It's a joke. Have we forgotten how we win a football game? For the love of God. We haven't won a game in the league in about fucking 22 years. Are we just, not going to turn up to the party? Or are we going to start winning some games? Tell me now, because I have had enough of this. I am telling you, oh my God, give me the end of the season right now. I am so tired of this shit. I genuinely get a cardiac attack every time we play. I genuinely get fed up every time I see these players run, every time I see these players pass the ball. Fucking no will. What do they want to do? Like, somebody please tell me what we want to do this season. After having spent fortunes in the transfer market, you're telling me this team is incapable of winning against Empoli, Cagliari, and also against Genoa? Are you having a laugh? Like, what are our seasonal objectives if this is what we are? I am worried. I am fucking worried. Oh my God, am I worried? Where do we want to go if this is how we play? Where do we want to go if this is how we play? I'm baffled. Like, the confusion, man. The confusion in the decision-making of this team. You cannot write it. It feels like, and I love De Rossi, and I back De Rossi, and De Rossi shouldn't be sacked. But please tell me who makes the decisions at this football club. It could easily be Will Smith. Fucking joke. It's a joke. I can't. You know what the worst thing is? The worst thing is that that's a clear penalty at the start. So, we're gonna get into this in like 3 minutes. Give me 3 minutes, because referee rant is gonna start. The thing which you cannot write this shit. 95 minutes of added time. Hermoso gets injured. 96th minute. Game is done. Fuck that. They score. Last second equal. This is a last second equalizer. The 5 minutes of added time. One thing is, they score 92nd minute. Game would have probably ended 1-1, but it gives you 3 minutes to try and score another goal. No, they scored at the 96th fucking minute. You cannot write this shit. You cannot write this shit. Fucking cunts, man. Give me the fucking end of the season now. I'm tired, man. Give me the international break. I don't want to watch this anymore. I do not want to watch this anymore. I keep getting TikToks and Instagram reels of Dzeko, Nainggolan, Strootman, De Rossi, Salah, Gervinho. I want that Roma back. I want that Roma back, because this Roma is shit. This Roma is fucking gobshite. And it's been like this for years. And this is ultimately why I am so desperate. Because this is not a bad start. It's been like this for the past eternity. We don't improve. We genuinely, you could put whatever you want in this team. I would bet you would still have a shit start to the season. You could have Man City's team. Oh, you could. You could put Haaland in this team. You could put whoever you want in this team. I can guarantee you that every single season we would start like this. Now you tell me how we are supposed to believe in top 4 if in the last 4 games we got 3 points against the middle teams. Oh, and by the way, we're a team which never wins big games. According to this, we're not going to get more than 10th this season. We're not going to get more than 10th this season. And I am so tired of this. It makes me even less, and this is bad. It really does make me less attached, because I've been watching this shit for the past seasons, man. And I am crying for change. And it feels like instead of getting better, every time a season goes by, we get worse. You can't write this. Oh my fucking God, man. Right. Of course, Genoa won, Roma won. I want to speak about the performance at first. The performance is not a good performance. You know, I think we played good for about 30 minutes in this game. Other than that, the performance was terrible. What kind of team scores a goal in the first half and completely lies down and falls asleep in the second half? Who does that? Why do we do it? Every single season, in every single game. Every time we score a goal, oh yes, we're going to win the game. You can bet your entire savings that in the entire second half, all you do is lie back. All you do is feel confident about your lead. And you trust me, eventually you're going to get hit. And I knew a goal was coming. I knew that Genoa would have equalised anytime soon with the way we were playing. Because you do not score a goal and then sit back for 50 minutes. You only do that if you're in a 3-0 lead. You don't do that if you're in a 1-0 lead. It makes no sense, and we always do it, man. Always. It's part of our DNA. Score a goal, sit back, pray that the game ends 1-0. Pray that the game ends 1-0 and get the 3 points. We need to start being proactive even to try and end games. We need to start being proactive. We need to start being active in a sense that you score a goal. Your objective should be scoring another goal, not defending that lead. That's what shit teams do. That's what Genoa does. Scores a goal and then sits back. We forget that we should be and need to be competing for top 4. The competitivity of this league is far too competitive. We're not going to get Champions League football. I've been saying this since August and I've been called a clown. It's not being negative, it's about being real. This league is too competitive. If you lose far too many points at the start, you will not get them back. It's too competitive. It's way too competitive. Because the other teams don't lose points at the rate that you do. And thus, we need to climb Mount Everest. Let's not lie to ourselves, my friends. We need to climb Mount Everest right now. And every time a game goes by, we always keep saying, next game is the game where season starts. Yes. Get in. You know, we fucked up the first 4 games, but don't worry, the next game will be back. The next game will be back. The next game will be back. There's a reason as to why the season starts at game week 1 in August. If you're not ready for it, then you're a loser. And, you know, if you are a team which buys half of their signings on deadline day, it means that your organization skills are fucking shit. Fucking shit. So, you know, that's that. Performance, it's not good enough. With the players we have, apart from a few who, by the way, I'm so tired of. Some of these players, I'm going to get into some individual performances. Oh my god, please stop insisting with this shit every single weekend. Please stop insisting with the same old shit that we've had for the past 6 seasons for every single weekend. Please stop. Some players, chain them apart. Send them to Zaleski and Korsdorp in the middle of nowhere. Put them out of the team. Be hard line. I don't give a shit anymore. So, you know, we played good for... I'll give it. We played good for 30 minutes. Man of the match on our side, Manu Kone. That guy is special. I'm starting to think that guy is not Roma level. He should have gone to another team. Because he clearly... is a different breed from anybody else in this team. He runs. Because, you know, if you say the word run to any of the other 10 players around Kone, they will look at you like this. Huh? Do I need to run? Really? What the fuck does running mean? Huh? Running? I don't do that. No, we don't do that. You have to run. It's a fucking game. It's football. You don't have to pass the ball around and hope to kill the game. You have to score. You have to run. You get paid 9 million each season to do this. So Kone is clearly the best because he runs, because he puts intensity in these games. Some of these players, they're like SpongeBob with no legs, SpongeBob with no arms. And this is the problem at this football club. Some of these players do not care. Some of these players aren't fit. Some of these players just aren't emotionally ready to sacrifice their life for this team. which is what ultimately you need, because look at the Strootmans, the De Rossis, the Nainggolands. These players weren't Kevin De Bruyne's. These players were good players, solid players, who made their way to world-class players because they put intensity in their games, because they put will in these games. We've got players like Cilic, Pellegrini, because I've had enough of defending Pellegrini as well, Cristante, who jog on the pitch. You get paid 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, 6 million, whatever it is, to do one thing: run on the pitch. You get paid 5 million euros each season when you've got a water crisis in Africa, you've got a war in Israel, you've got a war in Russia, you've got inflation in the world. You are lucky, and yet you are shit. Oh, yes, I promised I was going to do this. Referee rant. Because, you know, we were bad. Absolutely. We played good for 30 minutes. Other than that, absolutely terrible. But you need to tell me how it's possible that every time I play a game, I have an idiot who referees it. I lost a European final because of a shit referee. I was not given a penalty in game week 2 against Empoli, which would have, you know, given me a draw. Draw is better than a loss. Penalty on Shomurodov in that game was clear. And I was not given a clear penalty today. Now, I don't want to be that guy who ties themselves on referee decisions. Oh, it's the referee's fault. Because today we were bad and we had to win even without that penalty. But you need to tell me how that is not a penalty. And I give up. I give up because it feels like every time we speak up against the referees, we get punished by it. You need to tell me how it's possible that we've spent billions of money in Italy to put VAR in every stadium, and yet VAR still doesn't get checked in some occasions. Please tell me, what's the logic behind that? How is that not a penalty? That's a clear penalty on Dybala. De Winter, the guy who scored the goal in the last minute, should also have been booked. He got Dybala's leg before the ball. So why the fuck is that not a penalty? And you know, I've been told not to cry about penalties. No, you need to cry about penalties, because with that penalty, we would have won today. And everybody wants to win today. So sometimes it's good to cry about penalties, because that's fucking clear penalty. And yet again, I've been robbed. Yes, I've been robbed. People will say, oh, Simo, you can't say we've been robbed when you play so bad. Yes, I can, because we've been robbed again today. Because how's that not a penalty? Or are we living in Narnia? I think the number one thing here is something which I mentioned in previous match reactions in these first few games. I see a lot of confusion. I mean, and it's kind of sad because we've had so much time to at least clean our ideas. But, I see, and unfortunately, what I think could cost, because, we're at a stage now where De Rossi won't get sacked tomorrow, but if he continues like this, he'll be sacked by Christmas for sure. The negativity wave is reaching him, the pessimism is reaching him, the mediatic pressure, the press and all of that are reaching him. And it has already been reached. A lot of people already want him out. I will say this forever. It's wrong. You need to give him at least 2 seasons to judge him. Judging him after 4 games is absolutely wrong. It's immoral, and ultimately, if we decide to do this, it will be the catalyst to us, never really improving. Because if you back a manager in the investments and then sack him after 3 months, you appoint another manager doesn't want the players that the last manager wants, so you need to change again. And we will genuinely, if we keep on like this, changing managers every 3 seasons, we will never go anywhere. But, it's inevitable that De Rossi is fucking confused, man. Because how on earth can you why? What even comes across your mind to sub in when we were playing a decent game, not a perfect game, but a decent game? We were winning, we were leading. Yes, it wasn't a perfect game, but we were leading. Some players were playing good, some players were playing bad. Why do you need to break the momentum of that starting 11 to put Cilic and Pellegrini in the pitch? Now, look, I don't know what De Rossi sees in Cilic, and I am not particularly blaming Cilic for the result, apart from the fact that he let the cross in, and that's a cross that shouldn't go in. It's not Cilic's fault that we didn't win this game. But what I'm saying is, I think when you've got players like Soulé on the bench, Dybala on the pitch, Saud Abdulmahid, who still hasn't gotten a chance. You've got players like Baldanzi, who did get subbed in. You've got Hummels, you've got Hermoso, you've got players in that bench which could potentially change your game. Why do you insist on putting Cilic in, who has never changed one game in the past 3 seasons, and players like Pellegrini? Again, it's not Pellegrini's fault, but Pellegrini doesn't run. Look, this is it. Genoa Roma, 15th of September, I have given up. Until you find me somebody who's worse than Pellegrini, Pellegrini needs to be benched. I do not care. Pellegrini doesn't run, and Pellegrini loses balls. And ultimately, it's what's going to cost us games. It genuinely is what it's going to cost us games, and it's what costing us results. And ultimately, it's what's going to cost us Champions League. We're not going to get Champions League this season. I think it's the decisions of the starting 11 was good, but at the same time, when you need something from the game, if the game was to... Look, I'll give you an example. We were leading 1-0, okay? We understood that De Rossi wanted to defend the result, which is fine, you could accept it. I mean, no, against Genoa, but it's the way De Rossi wanted to do. Score a goal and then park the bus, which is effectively what we did today. That's the game plan, right? Then why on earth, in this game plan, do you sub Pellegrini in and not Paredes? What if you want to do this? If you want to score a goal, park the bus, keep the result, why do you sub in Pellegrini and Paredes? Why do you sub in Cilic, who can't defend for God, instead of adding quality and weight and adding a player like Hummels? We've signed players, but yet we always decide to pick the same crap every single game. Cristante today, have we seen why it's better not to start with Cristante? Because, sometimes a lot of people say Cristante criticism is good, but a vast majority says Cristante criticism is not good. Have we seen today's game and understood why Cristante is not good to start? Do I really need to get into it? Because it takes him 30 minutes to stop a ball and pass it. Because it takes him 30 minutes to run back and defend the counter-attack. Cristante was good in defending in the box tonight, but that's not what Cristante needs to do. If Cristante is there to do that, then convert him into a centre-back and I would have no problem with it. But Cristante is too slow to be in the position he is. And you see what the thing is. Every time a match reaction goes by, I say the same thing. And it's not normal. It's not good. If every time a match ends and every time we build our judgments based on the same topics of previous match reactions, then you see that you're confused because you don't learn from your mistakes. It's 4 games now. It's 4 games now that in every match reaction I have said Cristante is slow and that Cristante is not good enough. But yet why do we keep on insisting in him and yet don't win games, and in the match reaction always repeat the same things? I am tired of repeating the same things again and again and again. It's embarrassing. The situation right now is embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. You're not concentrated. You're not threatening up front. This is another thing. We scored a lucky goal today, but chances created. What did we do? Dovbyk, great. Trust him. Scored a goal. Had to score the goal. Big on him. Big ups to him. But, there were a few chances which Dovbyk tonight had to bury. And the problem which I see right now is that we're too inconsistent in defence, because sometimes we have great performances, sometimes we have bad performances. Ndiko, for example, had a great 94 minutes, 95th minute, loses the man, and we end up losing the game. Not losing the game, but not winning the game. Players are inconsistent. Players are not concentrated. You need to remain concentrated until the very end. You need to... you need to remain concentrated until the very end, because it's football. Football is made of moments. You could be leading 1 minute, you could be losing another minute. But, these are arguments that we shouldn't be making. These are arguments that professional football players need to know themselves. Which is really what worries me. Because what worries me is that these players don't understand the basis of things. And if you don't understand the basis of problems, then you're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to go anywhere. It's why we've not gone anywhere in the past in past seasons. You've got Udinese next weekend. If you do not win that game, the environment will collapse, the atmosphere will collapse, the pressure will increase, and it's only going to get worse. And then you've got Bilbao, and then in a week we will have to play a game every 3 games. Every 3 days we have a game. Europa League, new format, more games. And if this is how we play, if this is no intensity putting in the games and all of that, like, what are we going to do with all of these games? It's absolutely shit, man. It's absolutely shit. It's really bad, because and then the last thing, of course, nobody saves themselves apart from Kone and Svelor. Nobody saves themselves. Dybala is a hero because he refused Saudi and he stayed with us. But I don't care about that. Dybala's playing shit. Dybala's playing shit, and Dybala needs to wake the fuck up. Because, yes, Dybala might feel like the hero after saying no to Saudi and getting all of that welcome. Yes, congrats on him. But a hero isn't somebody who refuses a bid. A hero is somebody who changes games. And has Dybala done anything special in these past 4 games? No, he hasn't. Sule, has he done something special? Didn't play today, of course. I'm not blaming him. But, has he done something special? No. Dovbyk scored a goal today, but has he done something special? No. So, what you're telling me is that it's been 4 games now, and none of our players have changed anything. It's not good. It's not good. So I'm not going to keep this longer, because I don't need to keep it longer. I've said all that I had to say. I've raged and I've let out all of the flames that I had to release. It's not good enough. And nobody saves themselves. Stop defending players. Stop defending players who earn 5 million wages every single year and never step up. It's time for us fans to start following a hardline path. It's time for us fans to stop defending players who earns money galore and never do anything. It's time for us to criticize. And for once, I've said it and I will say it again. De Rossi is to blame, and there's a high percentage of blame that needs to be directed to De Rossi. Being De Rossi out right now, I think, is criminal. I think for once it's time for all of us, instead of turning against the manager who has got his blames, but for once we need to turn on the players. Whether it's a player you like, whether it's your favorite idol, I don't care. It's irrelevant. If they're playing shit, they need to be criticized. So I don't care who it is. If it's, Dybala, if it's Dovbyk, if it's Hermoso, Hummels, Villar, Kone, anybody. These players need to wake up, because it's disrespectful to all of us fans, to those travelling fans. This is, I've said everything. I'm going to end it here, because otherwise I'm going to lose it and my heart will fail. I'll catch you tomorrow. Again, we've got a full week of September of, being salty about this result. This is what I fucking detest. That now we need to stay a week kind of marinating around this result and having lots of friends mocking you and all of that. This is what I fucking despise. Catch you tomorrow. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and talk to you soon. Simo out. How do I fucking turn this stream off right now? Right. Eccomi. Aspetta, fammi solo... Oh, fuck off. I haven't even turned off this fucking stream.